Christine from Pack Hacker. In this video, we're taking a look at the Lululemon Command the Day Dopp Kit, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. Let's jump in. So first of all, a slight programming note. Apologies for the looks of my hands this morning. I took a rather large spill running this morning, so that was great. But anywho, all is good. Let's talk about this 5-liter Dopp kit. I did take it to an 8-day trip to an all-inclusive resort in Jamaica, and I took it camping in my camper. So very different experiences because one had a really large bathroom with very large countertops, and one has a tiny bathroom, very, very tiny countertops. So as you can see, maybe from sort of the comparison with my hands here, this recycled polyester Dopp kit is rather large. So that's good, bad, depending on what you need to bring, how much space you have to pack, and where you're going to be setting it. Anywho, the recycled polyester material is rather soft and it is water resistant, which is great, as are the YKK zippers. You can see it's got an AquaGuard coating here, so that is awesome as well. What it doesn't have is any sort of carry handle, and because the material is so soft, it is a little, I want to say slippery, but that seems a little overly dramatic, but it's a little slippery when you go to pick it up. So moving it around isn't the easiest. However, there are these little tabs at the end of the zipper track, so at least when you go to use these nice metal zipper pulls, that's easy enough. I just sort of wish there was a carry handle. We have just very minimal Lululemon branding patch here, and then that's about it for the outside of this bag. It's only available in black, which is fine by us. We like black. And the only other, sort of thing to mention is that it will take up a lot of room on the counter, which we will get into shortly. So if you are finding this video helpful, go ahead and take a moment, click like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's go inside. There aren't any external pockets, even though this little lip sort of looks like there ought to be. There aren't any, but all the fun stuff is inside. We have, now see, I do want to show you, it doesn't lay flat without help. So then you can see it sort of buckles up there. However, what it can do nicely is sort of sit, depending, I say that, it sort of can sit up a little nicer if you have a smaller counter space, and you want to sort of wedge it up against the backsplash. It can do that. Otherwise, I tended to just sort of force it to lay flat, and then you can see everything. Now against this front section here, we have a zipper mesh panel, which then it's basically like a dump space. As you can see, I put makeup in here, soap, deodorant, pills, hairbrush. That's basically what I used, especially when I went to Jamaica. It was actually more packed full because I had more makeup and bigger brushes, because I like taking my big round brush with me when I want to be drying my hair. And so everything sort of wedged into place nicely, and then it really didn't move while en route. But this mesh pocket is nice because it basically gives you more of an open space to pack without the stuff spilling out when you open it. Now you can see on the other side here, we have 4 of these elastic loops, and I used them really for my toothbrush and my razor, and I found that a really great use for it. You could put makeup brushes. They are rather thin, about like my finger. That's about as much as you're gonna get through, but anything you have there with thin handles does work well. I did try to sort of alternate the way my razor head and my toothbrush head went so that they didn't bump up against each other, but it really doesn't matter. Then along the back here, you see it's just liner material, but this pocket I found really great for holding bottles upright. I actually had skinnier bottles than some of these Human Gear ones we have here, and I just line them all up And then they all just stayed nicely in a row as I was going. You know, depending on, like, when we went camping, I have to bring my shampoo, my conditioner, all of my other, some sunscreen, bug spray, stuff like that. And I had some things in smaller bottles so I could line that all up. When we were going to Jamaica, I didn't have as many bottles because all-inclusive, they had a lot of those toiletries. So I was able, I actually slid some of my, like my eyeshadow compact and stuff in there. I can't remember what else, but I put a lot of little bottles and then some other things in there too. So there really is quite a bit of room, and depending on how you pack it, everything kind of stays really nicely as you go along. You just have to sort of realize that this kit is not, you know, you have to have enough space in your travel backpack for it, because it does take up, I mean, it's got a 5-liter capacity, but it has a corresponding footprint. So it does take up a lot of room. I had rolling carry-on luggage and a actually large rolling checked bag. So it fit, I had no problem with it. The shape and everything fits nicely. But if you were trying to, you know, one bag it in a smaller travel backpack, it might be a bit much. Of course, if you're doing that, maybe you have condensed down your toiletries more. And if you are a minimalist toiletry packer, this is probably a little too much. But if you have a lot of gear that you want to be taking, and then it does work out really well for that. So there you have it, the Lululemon Command the Day Dopp Kit. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.